It was fun. It wasn't super military. I mean, we had our rules that were kind of not thrown on us, but kind of were expected. No hats inside. Got to be clean cut. But other than that, it wasn't too regimented. Just because, we were always around it. My dad would take us to Marine Corps meetings, Marine Corps League meetings. But it's a great sacrifice that many make. If I didn't have baseball, I would think about it. But it was never. For my brothers and I were always athletic, so we kind of had our sights set for sports rather than the military. But obviously, we would have been supported if we decided. The reasoning, because the internet's a negative place. I just spent too much time on it, kind of mindlessly, and I know that especially during Lent, it's a time for transformation. It's a time for kind of strengthening my spirituality. So I by giving up social media, I give a lot more time to the Lord, so I don't spend too much time mindlessly on it. The first few days were tough. The first few days, I kind of would get bored. Whenever I got bored, I went on my phone and went on to social media. But since then, it's been fine. Deleting the apps helps it out a lot, but it hasn't been too tough. So I would be a teacher, a high school history teacher. I'll finish my degree literally next week, and I have my degree in American history from Arizona State. I like postmodern America, so anything after World War II. I love the Cold War era, those few weeks, the Cuban Missile Crisis, the few weeks of the Cuban Missile Crisis, but really postmodern America. I read a lot. I have a strict rule. I like to read a lot, but I have a strict rule where I go leisure read and then either a history book or a spiritual book. So I have a strict going back and forth. I never liked numbers. I never liked science. I did science, but I was never super thrilled about it. History really was always something that not necessarily came easy to me, but it was easier for me to argue for. Because with history, you can make the case really for anything, even if it's totally bogus, but you can find sources, primary sources, and secondary sources to kind of, solidify your argument.